is a disaster. It needs to be cut so badly. I'm out of breath. Stop judging me. Hello, Tonja here. Thank you so much for joining me. Today's video is the most exciting thing in the world. I was able to talk Jim into 1, letting me give him a manicure, 2, letting me film it. So this video is me giving Jim a manicure. I have been given specific instructions to let you know that Jim is a very hardworking tattoo artist who wears gloves all the time and is washing his hands constantly. So his hands are in rough shape, and that is why. He also does not care to maintain them on a regular basis. That is not from him, that is from me. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. That will let me know to bring Jim back, and it will give me ammunition for him to come back if everybody, right? And without further ado, let's look at Jim's hands. All right, and starting off on these terribly dry and overgrown, overworked hands, we're gonna plop on some cuticle oil and put his hand right in some warm water. Normally I don't do wet manicures. It's no good for product adhesion. The nail plate sucks up the water and grows too much, but we're not putting product on top. We're not doing anything like that. We are legitimately just trying to clean up his cuticles and improve his nail health. So we're going to do a wet manicure. We're going to hydrate and moisturize the best that we can before we go pushing back any of the dead skin off of his nail plate. He really hates that process, which is again why I am soaking and oiling before we do anything. It's to soften all the skin up. And once soaked in the water, we are going to gently push back the non-living tissue off of his nail plate. And again, he doesn't like this, so we're being extra gentle and extra careful with how much pressure we put on the nail plate and how far back I'm pushing towards the cuticle area. He doesn't like when it gets too close to the cuticle area. So we'll get there. So just gently pushing back off of the nail plate. Then I'm coming in with cuticle nippers and very carefully and easily trimming away the excess non-living tissue that was growing up his nail plate and any of the hangnails that are growing from the cuticle area. We're going to trim those off. We are not cutting any of the healthy tissue, just the gross overhang that is actually going to create problems for him. It'll get caught and dried. It'll dry out and get caught and end up pulling on his cuticles more. So we're going to trim those off very gently. And then I'm just going to file away with a glass file any of the nail clipping marks, ridges that were left when he trimmed his nails the night prior. Jagged edges, that's what I'm trying to think of. Just to make the free edge nice and smooth and even across the top. And I'm using a glass file, obviously, because it's what you should be using on natural nails. Again, normally I would file before I soap the nails, but again, this whole process he's not a fan of, so we want to make everything as easy and I guess pressure free as possible. So this is very similar to how I would do a child's manicure, basically. The least amount of pressure on the nail plate as possible. And just coming in with a white block, I'm just going to gently buff away any of the remaining dead tissue that might be attached to his nail that we couldn't get off with the cuticle pusher. And this is also just going to smooth out any potential ridges that might be in his nails and make them a little bit smoother. This is going to also clean up any potential stainage that might be on his nails. This will help get rid of that and make his nails look nice and healthy and bright. And then I'm going to clean up any dust and remaining non-living tissue debris with some gel cleanser and a lint-free wipe. And then we're going to finish it off with some cuticle oil to make sure that his nails and cuticles are nice and moisturized and healthy before we let him go back to damaging his nails. Jim's hands went from terrible and painful, he was in pain, he was telling me he was in pain, to a tiny bit better. They're not ideal, and I would like to continue filming his nail maintenance so we can see what they originally started with, and if I can do a manicure on him once a week, I can prove to the world that they're necessary. That was never a goal of mine until right this second. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you learned something. If you did, give it a thumbs up. And please don't forget to subscribe before you head out. I'll check you later. Bye. Tonja, is that a Hanson shirt you're wearing? Yes, YouTube. It is. Tonja, are you wearing that ironically? No, I'm not. In fact, I fucking love Hanson. Deal with that.